Hey, welcome to J&J's Maintenance and More. I usually don't get in the camera too much, but hey, I've been doing this Traxxas Maxx 3.3 nitro driven car, and this is like the 6th or 7th part of it now. I think it's going to be part 7, and I just hope that this helps people. I would hope that you would like this, subscribe to the channel, and share it around to anybody that you might know that's into the RC world that might be interested in looking at it. It's not a channel that I'm probably real worried about making any money at or anything like that. I just enjoy making the videos and helping people out. So with that said, we're going to focus back onto the truck that I've been working on, the T-Maxx. Alright, and again, this is J&J's Maintenance and More. We call it that because we do maintenance, and I'll videotape anything that I think is cool. Hunting, fishing, rebuilding an engine. If you go back and look at my channel, you'll find half a dozen different things that I've videoed that I think's kind of cool. You might as well. So anyways, here we go. Let's get rolling on this here. Let's throw this out of the way. Alright, so here's the truck I've been working on. Yesterday, whenever I stopped, I was putting these shocks together. After that, I went ahead and I put this cross brace in right here, and the bumper on, and I tightened that up so that this was together. I put these tie rods on here, which will go out here. Put this carrier on the left side, and what I'm going to do today is I'm going to finish with this stuff here. I think I left one bolt out over here, and I try to get some of this stuff wrapped up and taken care of so that we don't have too long of a video. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I start looking at a video, and if it gets too long, I lose interest and I move on. So we try to get a lot of this stuff taken care of. So we'll tighten this up here. Believe it or not, whenever I took this apart, if you look at some of my other videos that I've made, this piece here, which is a pretty solid piece of plastic, it was cracked from when I was racing it, and I actually tried to Gorilla Glue it just to get me through the last little bit of time I had in Bahrain racing it. So these are all on. I put the shocks all in. And if you guys aren't familiar with these things, they're cool because you can do just about anything and everything to these things that you could a real car. Shocks, these are oil filled. You can put different orifices in them, put different spacers in here for the tension on the springs. You can adjust them in and out for travel, both on the top and the bottom. I left these where they were when I took it apart. I put these in the middle, and we'll see where we put them. See where they go at the end of the day, whenever we get it running. And when I say the end of the day, when we get it running and we see how it handles. Now with this piece here, I bought these pieces all pre-assembled, so it was a great deal. I think I paid 17 bucks for 4 of them. New bearings in them, the new screws in them. You know, it just was like a good deal to go with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this on here. Push that bearing out by mistake, but it'll go back in. What we'll do here is these pieces here on the end, they're made with a hole in them so that you can go right in and find the bolt in here, and you can start screwing this in to the lower control arm. And once this is all together, and it's ready to run, you can do your camber on these, and you do your toe in here. Alright, when I got these boots were already on there. You can buy these boot kits and clips if you've got them. I just needed everything. The bearings in this thing were completely rusted. All the bearings pretty much rusted. So I'm going to screw this in, and it's just kind of a guess on where things are going to be, because it'll get tweaked around whenever that we get to running. So we're going to take and put that one in here. We'll get this started. A little bit later on, down the road, once we're all together, all front and rear, this will we'll get these pins set here, in here. That axle's got to get pulled out just a little bit more. It's kind of a snug fit. You should be able to just get this in here and pull that through a little bit so that so it's all the way through, and the pin will fit in there a little bit later on whenever that we get. The pin will go in here, and then a hex nut to make the wheels turn. Alright, now that that's done, we're going to take these screws here. You can go online if you don't have a book, and you can find all these screw sizes, which screws go where and everything. Some of these holes are a little bit snug on both sides. The one side's got to be snug. That's where the screw is going to tighten up at. Wonder why they got that upside down like that. I'm going to research that a little bit and find out why that's like that. I know that in the diagrams it shows this piece with this up, and if that's the case, this would come up through and tighten up. So we're going to do that for right now. And I'll go back and research it, and then if I actually have these on upside down, I will flip them around, and we'll go that route. Alright, so I'm going to leave this like it is right now until I research it, and if these get changed up because the diagram I looked at showed them this way and they're the wrong way, then I'll put that into my next video. With that being said, I'm going to flip this truck up real quick right now, and we're going to go down onto, I don't have no professional hook this up to a fancy little remote control car stand or anything like that. We just set it where it'll go and not fall off. But this is something I do want to show everybody real quick before that we move on and I check out the rest of this stuff. I'm going to put this piece on here. Let me run it upside down like this. This metal piece goes right here for support. Alright, when you put this metal piece on there, you see right here there's cutouts for where this lower control arm swings. You gotta make sure you put that on there right, or it'll keep your suspension from moving properly. Once that's there, where it needs to be, we get these screws here, and we'll put them in place. You got 4 up here and 4 back here for your frames. So we got these 4 screws. Now if you look here, I got total 8 screws here. I went into the online page. These 4 here in the back, because they go through that steel plate and everything, they're just a little bit longer. Okay, so you get 4 of the longer ones, you get 4 of the shorter ones, and start them in here and button that all up, tighten it all up good, and that's just about the rear end. That is just about the rear end of this thing. So I'm gonna cut the video off for right now, finish these screws. I'm gonna check on this, and then if these need flipped over, we'll slap it onto the back of this video. Alrighty, that's it for now. Hope you all have a great day. Please like this, share it, subscribe to the channel, hit your notification buttons, and don't be afraid to go check everything out at J&J's Maintenance and More. I got a lot of content on there: cars, trucks, RC trucks now, some hunting stuff. A little bit of everything. Maybe you'll find something you enjoy. Y'all have a great day. Alright, I'm going to kind of tap into the back end of the last video, as I promised at the end of the last video on this Traxxas job. Alright, so these go down. I changed them. The diagram was a little confusing, and the other carriers were just a single arm instead of a double arm, and they were kind of setting where this top one is instead of like this. But at any rate, they've been flipped around, so now they're on there the correct way. I've went ahead and I put this together and put the tie rod ends on and tightened all of the tie rod ends up. Alright, these are on. These adjustments will be made for the toe and the camber once that the truck is completely done. And everybody kind of does this differently, and I'll show you how I do it when I get that far. This is on. All 8 screws are in here. I made sure the metal plate was positioned correctly right in here, so that the suspension can actually work as needed. If you put it on different shock settings, it'll allow it to come down a little further, and you want to have that clearance there. The only other thing that I did was I went ahead and I put these front bulkheads on right here. I didn't put them on all the way yet. I just put them on, started the screws in there. I'll get the front differential put in there, and I'm waiting on some other parts, and then I'll put the front end of it together, and then we'll get some power going here. I got new batteries for in here. We'll get electrical power going to it while I'm deciding on the engine to put in it, and make sure while I'm getting electrical power to it that I've got good servos, or if I need new servos and stuff like that. So anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'm looking for a power plant for on this thing besides the Traxxas 3.3 or 2.5. So if you have anybody out there that knows a good direct replacement, direct bolt-in engine that's going to just tune a little easier, run a little cooler than the Traxxas, I would certainly appreciate you throwing it down into the comment section. Again, like, subscribe, and share this this stuff around, and hopefully some people will get some good ideas out of it. So y'all have a great day, and we'll see you next time.